Hi everyone, welcome back to Wrestling Fun with Father and Son. I'm Father Matt and this is Son.
Guy.
Smackdown this week saw Daniel Bryan have a character crossroads conundrum. Brock Lesnar served up an F5 storm and Team Hogan are run wild. This is our Out of the Blue Smackdown review. Smackdown 25th of the 10th 2019 started off with Miz TV with Team Flair and Team Hogan, but because of the brand split we couldn't have all the members, so on Team Flair we only had Corbin, Shinsuke Nakamura and Sami Zayn, who is not really in the team but obviously he's the mouthpiece, and Team Hogan had Gable, Ali and Reigns, and also was Jimmy Hart as well. Like I said, half of the people weren't there because they're on Raw, so keeping that brand split going, which is quite cool. Again, I put Ric Flair car crash of a promo. He said Randy Orton for some weird reason and didn't even follow that up, which was quite funny I thought. But basically it served as to hype Crown Jewel up. There was a 3-on-3 tease. Hogan was like, "Why don't you guys face my guys?" Only for Sami Zayn to say no, he's tweaked his neck, can't compete, no compete clause. Then Hogan was sort of baiting him, sort of saying, "Well, come on, we can do the main event, da da da." And then Sami accepted, only to say, "Well, I won't be competing, this guy will be competing, he'll take my place." Who was it?
Cesaro.
Yep, Cesaro comes out with a purpose. He came out, went straight through him, straight down to the ring. They had a brawl, and then a match was made for the main event. Next we had the New Day, which was Kofi Kingston and Big E. No Xavier Woods, he's out injured, 6 months to a year with an Achilles. He's had surgery, and he'll be back sometime next year. They were against Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler. Not much to this match. The B team were watching on because they're all in a tag team turmoil at Crown Jewel. Quickly, while we're talking about Crown Jewel, we're doing the predictions, so that'll be up on Sunday, so you have to check that one out. Not much to this match, like I say. Robert Roode and Ziggler got the win, only for the Revival to come down and attack the New Day, and then Heavy Machinery came down to make the save. Lacey Evans was versus a jobber next. She said that the crowd weren't worthy of seeing her fight, so she rang the bell, got out of the ring. They were counting down, the jobber was counting down. Momentarily she turned to the audience to count down. Then Lacey Evans ran into the ring, did the woman's right, and she got the win. So I don't really know what's happening there. They don't really know what to do with Lacey Evans. Firefly's Funhouse was next, which made its return, but sadly Ramblin' Rabbit succumbed to the fire in the attack by Seth Rollins. They were doing a little memorial. Bray Wyatt held on to Ramblin' Rabbit with his heel hand, and he brought him back to life, didn't he? Only for then Mercy the Buzzard to then munch on him, and that was kind of how it is. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with these Firefly Funhouse going forward. This one was a little bit of a weak one, but we'll have to see. Next, Drew Gulak versus Kalisto. You remember last week, Drew Gulak was making fun of Strowman. This week he did the same thing, but he had slides where he said this is how Tyson Fury is going to beat Strowman. Part way through the match, Strowman comes out, causes a distraction to Gulak. Kalisto gets the Salida del Sol and gets the win, only for then Strowman to attack Gulak and then get on the mic and say that Tyson Fury doesn't deserve to be in the ring and he will get these hands. Then next we had Michael Cole had an interview. This is what I said about Daniel Bryan with the character Crossroads Conundrum. Cole was saying to Bryan about last week about how he beat Shinsuke. The crowd were doing the yes chant, but he seemed reluctant to get involved in it. And would he say that the yes movement is back or not? Only for then Sami Zayn and Shinsuke Nakamura to interrupt, to come down and say the new Daniel Bryan is the real Daniel Bryan and you're more like us, so why don't you join us? Only for then Daniel Bryan to sort of walk out of the ring. Still we don't know what's sort of happening, but I think the yes movement's coming back. What do you think, Kai?
I think it's coming back.
I think it's going to come back as well. I think he's now going to be a face, so we'll have to see. Next we had Mandy Rose versus Nikki Cross with Bayley and Sasha Banks on commentary, and Sonya Deville was accompanying Rose. Obviously Cross has got a match against Bayley for the Women's Championship, SmackDown Women's Champions at some point. It was Nikki Cross who got the win, not much to really say. Then we had Rey Mysterio, Cain Velasquez come out to do a promo about Brock Lesnar. Ray was saying that Brock will pay for what he's done to him and Dominic. He called out Brock, only for the Heyman to Brock to be on the Titantron to say there will be no face-to-face because Brock's been busy today doing what he is doing. And what was it that he was doing?
Destroying Dominic.
That's right, he was beating up Dominic again, only for then Rey Mysterio, Cain Velasquez to run out of the ring, up to the ramp, Then they got to the back where Dominic was being seen to on a table, only for then Brock Lesnar to come in with a trash can, smashes Kane with the trash can, F5s Ray into the wall and into the table, and then he F5'd Kane onto the table with Dominic on it, and that's kind of how they ended that. Then we get to the main event, bit of a weak main event, I think. It was Team Flair versus Hogan, it was Shinsuke, Cesaro and Corbin versus Roman, Ali and Gable, and they got the win. So there's not much to say really about that. Like I say, we're not very far away from Crown Jewel. It's Thursday, it's not very far, but we'll have to see. Like I say, Smackdown for me was average. We'll have to see what happens when they get rid of the Crown Jewel and they set it up for Survivor Series, which is the next pay-per-view. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, so like I say, if you let me know what you think of Smackdown. I didn't think it was that great this week. I had some moments, but like I say, there wasn't much. It's become the weaker out of the two shows, to be fair. Well, we'll have to see. Obviously, we know Eric Bischoff's no longer in charge anymore. He's left now. It's now Bruce Pritchard, and we'll have to see what he can do in the future. But it's definitely not flying high to me. But anyway, like I say, next week's schedule will be tomorrow will be the predictions for Crown Jewel. Rawsome review will be on Wednesday. Thursday will be NXT and AEW, and over the weekend at some point, I don't know, it will be SmackDown's review with the possibility the reactions in there, or it might be a separate video. I haven't made my mind up yet. We'll have to see what the time I've got. Anyway, if you like this video, please like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you in that predictions video. So I'll say goodbye and say goodbye, Kai.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.